Instead, you're moving better, stronger, planning the year you actually want. Treatment from QC Kinetics. So call them now to get your free consultation set up. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. They're located off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. It's QC Kinetics.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
It's Brian Baldinger with the Journey to the Big Game, brought to you by Hyundai. After an incredible final week of the football season, the playoff field is set. There are some newer faces in the running this year, as Chicago and Denver have put together some incredible seasons. However, perennial powerhouse teams like New England and Seattle will look to continue their march to the big game. Who will be the final two teams standing in February? Brought to you by the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Learn how it's so much more than just another SUV at HyundaiUSA.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Ready for action, hockey fans? Dusty Likens here. BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is giving players another reason to lace up and hit the ice this season. BetMGM is adding extra excitement to the goals, the checks, the faceoffs, and those breakaways with special promotions, new features, and more. Log in throughout the season to find odds boost tokens, no sweat tokens, and parlay boost tokens in your account to amplify your winnings. Enjoy enhanced product features like dark mode as well. We have lots in store between now and when the new champions are crowned. So log into BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, all throughout the hockey season to see what's new. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. Existing customer offers subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side 35 southbound gets heavy at Mission, just crawls down towards Lamar with an accident blocking the left lane. About 2 miles of backup to get through on that. 70 eastbound heavy past 635, stays slow beyond 18th Street Expressway towards the split with 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
If you had 150,000, put it on the Bears. Calling it. Bears are winning. Bears will win this game. And Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams will have free real estate for 3 years. They lose this game, oh boy. Different conversation.
Breaking news. Oh boy, breaking news. Are you ready for this? Jackass 5 will be released this summer.
Yeah. Damn it. Isn't it July 26th?
June 26th, yep.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes, baby.
Damn it, Bob.
What?
You had me all excited.
What? That doesn't get you excited? Jackass 5 is coming out?
You like watching guys shoot bottle rockets out of their a-holes?
Yeah. Back in the day when we were on Belinder, Johnny did that.
Oh, my.
One of the producers out there with a bottle rocket.
What?
Shot it out of his ass?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I don't
crazy.
care how much money you gave me. I would never
This
shoot
was the
a fire.
early 2000s, folks, okay?
Still, I'm
2001.
I'm not shooting a Roman candle out of my ass.
That's what it was.
Any amount of money? Oh,
Dude,
there's an amount of money.
What's the
that thing
amount of
flares
money?
backwards, and it's going to get in the...
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's going to get in the saddlebag.
Have you ever had a Roman candle go back? Like, when I was growing up,
We had Roman candle wars.
yeah, exactly.
We
Like,
had to hold it out.
yeah, right?
Not like this.
No,
Bob.
no, but we would do
We're on
that.
camera.
But
Which end?
Yeah, exactly. You look at it. Well, I mean, we did stupid things with fireworks back then. We did a lot of dumb things, with fireworks back in the day. Nobody ever did that though. And then I saw that, I'm like, oh my god. Welcome to radio in 2001. Mac was 3, sucking his thumb, and I'm watching a guy shoot bottle rockets at his ass. And now look at us.
Now we're in the same spot. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, man, take this Roman candle and, put it there.
Okay.
Yeah. I still think the craziest Jackass thing I ever saw was when Steve-O wasn't on Jackass. It was like a documentary. And Steve-O snorts a line of true Japanese wasabi.
Oh.
I mean, could you imagine? Bottle rocket out of your ass, snort a line of wasabi.
Line of wasabi.
Yeah.
There's no
that's
question.
What we're at.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like,
was Jackass where they went into the Home Depot and took a dump in the display toilets, or was that Tom
yeah,
Green
no,
who
that was
did that?
that was like the show.
Was that the show?
Yeah, they went into like the old porcelain
Yeah.
thrift store, and the guy just goes down there. It's like Dave. Dave's the guy that does it. He's the one that did it. Yeah. Oh man. I still think we were talking about Jared Allen earlier.
Yeah.
You remember that episode or the clip in the movie, one of the first ones? Johnny Knoxville goes out and does like a cross pattern, and Jared Allen just completely, he's like,
Oh, that's
I'm
right,
Johnny
yeah.
Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. He's wearing like a Tennessee jersey, and he goes out over, and Jared Allen just absolutely clocks him.
How big a personality would Jared Allen be if he played in today's NFL?
Huge.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Jared Allen was a big personality back in the day. But man, if he was playing in this era is suited for Jared Allen because he was ahead of his time with the outfits and all that kind of good stuff. I remember his first Halloween.
Jersey number?
It's like
Yeah,
Gardner
right. The
Minshew,
jersey
but good.
number. Yeah.
He was 69.
Yeah.
We know why.
I want to say that the year that he was a rookie, they made the rookies dress up for Halloween, and I think they were all like cheerleaders or something like that. I vaguely remember like Jared Allen dressed as a cheerleader, like something bizarre, and I was like, that guy's funny, right?
He was on Hard Knocks, right, with the Chiefs?
Well, he was drafted by Vermeil, so then he was.
Because I remember I feel like there was an episode, and he goes out to eat, and this is when Jared had gone sober.
Yeah.
Like he had stopped drinking, and the guy's like, what can I get you guys all to drink? And I think a couple of guys ordered a beer, and he's like, I'll do it, O'Doul's. And the guy goes, seriously? He goes, yeah, seriously. And the guy's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
like, yeah, dude.
Imagine that conversation today. What do you want?
Right.
I'll take an athletic. Nobody thinks twice about it.
Right.
Back then, O'Doul's.
Right, yeah.
I used to think, and I don't know, maybe you did it as well. I'm like, why am I going to drink the calories and not get the effect of the beer? You know?
I think if the effect of the beer had kind of ruined me, then I would probably, maybe to feel socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the things that are legal today, I would just be California sober.
Absolutely. But I
so-
was also in my early 20s back
Fair.
then, and I'm
Right.
like, that things that play at 48 did not play at 23.
Was it Jared Allen's car that had the
Yeah.
steer horns?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
I didn't know if you had mentioned that. or
Yeah,
not.
no, I didn't, but no,
Okay.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah, he had like I forget what the car was, but I know he had like
it was like a
huge-
Cadillac or something.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
God, what
he would be so good in today's NFL.
I will say one or the other before we get to Nate Taylor. Better send off in retirement on Twitter: Jared Allen or Marshawn Lynch?
Jared Allen.
Because Lynch had the shoes over the telephone line, and it just had the peace sign, and then Jared Allen's just riding off in the sunset.
I mean,
like
Jared Allen
Wyoming.
dressed as a cowboy riding off on a horse. I mean, yeah.
Oh man,
Jared Allen would be the most popular NFL player today, I think. I really do. Just with his personality and everything, people would absolutely love him.
he ripped his pants at the Hall of Fame. All right, man.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume and break national NFL news. Here's Nate Taylor from ESPN with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. It's time to talk to Nate Taylor, ESPN's insider here on 96.5 The Fan. Nate, you know me very well. You know I am a joyful, fun, non-serious person. Unfortunately, I don't get to be that with this first question. What's the update you got for us on Rashee Rice, my man?
Well, I wrote about this on ESPN. I think we posted the story late last night after
Yes, sir.
going through rigorous, research and reaching out to the alleged victim. If I want to make this clear, if the allegations are true, based on the Instagram post, based on what the woman who is the ex-girlfriend of Rashee Rice, the mother of his two children, it's horrific, honestly, based on the images and her account. Now, she has not said anything since. I want to make it very clear to the audience that there's been no police report filed for domestic abuse, whether that's in Dallas, Texas, which I believe is where she lives now, and obviously in Kansas, which is where she lived over the past couple of seasons. It's really grim. Football obviously takes third, fourth step back to all of this, but if the allegations are true, if there's evidence to corroborate what she said, then it spells doom for Rashee Rice's football career, in my opinion. And so we'll just keep on it in terms of the reporting and see if she comes forward with a police report. That is yet to happen, but domestic violence is terrible. We all know this. It's horrific. The damage it does to the victims, the fact that there are two children involved, basic tragic in a lot of ways. So just honestly terrible based on the appearance of it. Now we're just going to try to see, and I know the NFL is involved. The Chiefs are aware of this. We should probably make that clear too. They're probably trying to gather as much research or as much information and evidence as we can, or the public will hopefully be interested in demanding as this moves forward. But yeah, just it's if any of it is true, it spells doom for Rashee Rice's career. That's probably the simplest way to say it.
Talking with Nate Taylor of ESPN, our Chiefs insider. So when we look now at the offseason, and that has already begun, obviously, and whatnot, what do you think is the number one goal for this offseason for this team?
Well, the issues continue to arise, right? And I do think the playoffs that we're going to see, especially in the first round and even in the divisional round, they can't help inform you, because those are the teams that you are willing to compare yourself to in terms of hey, this team had more success this year. We're actually, in reverse, circumstances based on, the last 6 years. I guess the last 7 years. It's amazing that they went to 7 straight AFC Championship games. So Travis Kelce is a big factor in all of this. Again, I'm of the belief that he will likely return, for another year in 2026. The question is, how much does Mahomes' rehab, how does his rehab go throughout the entire offseason? And I think their biggest hurdle is, can you improve the pass rush, legitimately, to where it can be a factor, to where you can have consistent pressure on the opposing quarterback, to where you can actually get off the field on 3rd and long. I know this Rashee Rice allegation puts things into perspective, obviously, but the Chiefs don't really have a dominant receiver anyway, and now receiver is pretty high too. But I'm not the first person. Hey, maybe you go veteran option with running back, and then as in the draft, based on where they're picking ninth, you have a chance to take truly the best player available that's not a quarterback. And so I'm totally okay with that strategy. But they got to get better in terms of just rushing the passer, improving their run game. And I don't know how the group of pass catchers is going to look in 2026, but that'll be interesting because that group has to get better as well.
So you talk about pass catchers, Nate, and we saw yesterday that Connor Embry is no longer with the Kansas City Chiefs. Bigger emphasis, a good, solid wide receiver coach or an offensive coordinator?
Ooh, can I have both?
Yeah, because I'm just going on the theory that Andy calls the plays. You bring in an offensive coordinator, it's new season, same episode. But with the wide receivers coach, it seems like there's a little bit of separation where they can be really all in with those position players.
Yeah, and that needs to improve. I can't disagree with it. You know, I said it multiple times on this station that I really had no defensive argument for Connor Embry. So it's no surprise that he was, you know, fired because the Chiefs receivers, based on the amount of investments you put in, right? That includes Rashee Rice, second-round pick. That includes Xavier Worthy, first-round pick. Have those guys gotten marketably better since they were, you know, NFL rookies? And that is an answer that's pretty easy to anyone who watched this team over the last 2 to 3 years. You know, I know there's some sloppiness, there's some alignment issues. You know, the Chiefs really struggle to beat man-to-man coverage. You know, all of these are techniques that need to be really honed in and focused by a receivers coach that's going to get the absolute best, is going to develop. You know, that's one of the biggest issues. And I know I wrote about this, I think it was last week, guys, but, you know, it's still puzzling and almost befuddling, guys, that the Chiefs do not have a 1,000-yard rusher since Kareem Hunt's rookie season in 2017. Mm-hmm. And from the day they traded Tyreek Hill away, they have yet to have a 1,000-yard receiver. And again, given the amount of, like, hey, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you know, Sky Moore, you know, these were all players that were under Connor Embry's responsibilities and duties, and none of those players really got markedly better. And that obviously includes Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, when we know they are very talented on the football field. If you can get a, you know, more qualified, dedicated, you know, I want to say, like, who can provide more accountability, but honestly, like, just more solutions to what you can see on the field, that wide receivers coach can do a marketably, you know, seismic improvement for this pass catching group, because one of the things that whoever that next coach is going to have to say, you know, this is what your quarterback prefers. Like, this is where the sideline is, Xavier Worthy. Hey, this is what teams are going to present to you if Rashee Rice is on the field next season. And whoever they draft, like, I still think, hey, you know, we didn't learn a ton about Jalen Royals, but I still think the Chiefs will probably draft a receiver, would be my guess, at some point, maybe the mid-rounds in the draft. Hey, whoever that player is, like, you got to give them solutions. You got to give them ways to improve immediately. And it's understandable that, you know, for as much as people were clamoring, I know the receivers themselves were frustrated with, you know, their own position coach.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. That's good to know that it wasn't just us looking at it from the outside. It was the players on the inside as well. We're like, look, man, let's call it what it is. The guy was a running back and never coached before, and now all of a sudden is a wide receiver coach in the NFL. That's a fail by Andy.
It's a gamble, and you know, it just did not work. There's really no way around it. You know, when fans understand that this is an unusual path to being an NFL position coach, you're like, okay, I understand that. That's fine. But also, like, you've got to be someone who is, I think, a little bit more in the prodigy, you know, sort of type when it comes to, like, a position coach who's obviously like an early riser, someone who's like, got brilliant ideas, and we just never really saw that from Connor Embry. And there's not enough evidence on the field to say, like, oh, Kadarius Toney knows where to line up. I mean, like, I could just name 8 receivers that you know, Connor Embry had a hands-on impact, and again, none of those players reached NFL stardom really, and their best example was really Rashee Rice, and he's got his own issues to deal with. So, yeah, the receivers were more frustrated. And I always used to make this I always used to sort of, like, quietly say this out loud. I know that's really hard for people to believe, but, like, Xavier Worthy got, like, you can look at it, and it's factual. Xavier Worthy as a receiver in his rookie season got better the absolute moment DeAndre Hopkins arrived. I could argue that DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce have been more impactful to the development of Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy than Connor Embry. That's a problem.
Nate, I want to ask you, tonight there's a pretty solid college football game on between Miami and Ole Miss, and I'm in fantasy land, man. I want Ruben Bain to be in red and yellow.
Oh, put a spotlight on them, kids. Yeah, if you care about your football team here in my beloved hometown, I wish ESPN, my employer, would just say, you know what, for your city, for your team, if we had ability to like push a button, I would just love a solo camera on Payne, because what he did to Ohio State was really eye-opening. Like, you knew he was a good player, but it's like, this is incredible. Like, did Ohio State were they just not prepared? Did they not understand? Like, they didn't really make that many great adjustments in the game either. But like, I know he has short arms. Yes, I know Jay Beakley's going crazy over the idea that like he does not fit a certain profile.
I don't care.
But the juice is there, man. If Bain provides similar juice tonight against a more spread them out, a more modernized version, I'm okay with Ohio State's offense because it's a little bit more traditional. Ole Miss is like, we know who we are. We're spreading you out, and we're trying to quick strike and take things over the top. And they have a better mobile quarterback than obviously Ohio State presents at this point. So if Bain can look similar, again, against a different offense, a different quarterback, bigger stakes, yeah, man, some of these measurables might not matter, because I always understand why evaluators are like, hey, you want to understand who the person is. Second biggest thing is, man, it's the tape. Like, if the tape is undeniable, like, you kind of have to lean on that. So Bain was incredible in the quarterfinal. Now let's see what he does tonight in the semifinal.
Give me an upset this weekend in the NFL playoffs.
Jacksonville.
Okay. You like T-Law over J. Al?
It's a team sport, ladies and gentlemen. It's a team sport. And one of the more brilliant things about Patrick Mahomes is he kind of made a team sport not feel like a team sport. That's how good he is. So we're asking Josh Allen and really James Cook to do marvelous work against a pretty competent defense in Jacksonville. And I think there are more ways to exploit Buffalo's defense than Jacksonville's defense. I know from a betting perspective and from an experience standpoint, Buffalo is the favorite. I understand that. But there's a pattern of Sean McDermott getting his team to the postseason and then his defense utterly collapsing. Now you're telling me Trevor Lawrence is playing the best football of his career with a Liam Cohen-led offense that has a lot more solutions than I was maybe anticipating in year one of a rookie head coach. If the Jaguars are really going to do something this year, this is a really nice start for them because I don't know if I trust Buffalo's defense. And one of the things I can trust as you get to the playoffs is an improving NFL quarterback sort of reaching his prime at home and a head coach who has really guided this team, I think, really well. I know he probably won't win Coach of the Year, but what Liam Cohen did in Jacksonville is quite remarkable. So if you want a legitimate upset, that would be the one. I think the second one, and it's going to break my heart, guys, like sometimes Jordan Love can just like get into a zone, and so I'm a little bit leery for the Chicago Bears if Jordan Love all of a sudden plays to his maximum potential. But I think the biggest upset and what could be the more seismic results in Wild Card Weekend is Jacksonville beating Buffalo.
All right, Nate, before we let you go, I want to go back to something you just said. You said football is a team sport, and Patrick Mahomes has made it very much an individual sport because of how good he is. Will the Chiefs take a step back this year and realize it can't be an individual sport anymore and truly go out and surround him with the weapons that he needs, not just for next year, but for moving forward?
Yeah, I think they know that. Okay. I truly think they know that. And I think for Brett Veach, the most sizable example of this, I could say, was 2020, right? Because Mahomes was so good that season. Obviously, they went on a run. They had a bunch of injuries. The man, to this day, and I will not argue with anyone. I know what my eyes watch. Forget about the statistics. The best Super Bowl performance that Patrick Mahomes ever played was in 2020 in Tampa with an absolute horrific offensive line. That was obviously due to injuries and receivers who could not catch the ball that day. And that even includes Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Mahomes played out of his mind, and it was a reminder that, like, oh yeah, that's right, it's a team game, and you kind of need to better support your quarterback. So of course they had a very good draft in 2021. They had an even better draft in 2022. It fills out the team. Obviously, your quarterback goes to an even higher level, makes an MVP run in 2022, and the dynasty is continued. The reason why Mahomes is so great, guys, is because, again, and I know I'm not the first person to say this. I know it's been fun to kind of read it on Twitter, but like, he took Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Justin Watson, and Rashee Rice. Thankfully, he had Travis Kelce also reach an absolute Hall of Fame peak in 2023 to get them back to the Super Bowl, let alone they won the Super Bowl that year. One of my favorite moments is Chris Jones literally getting up off his seat on the bench in overtime of that Super Bowl against the 49ers and saying, where the hell is Marquez Valdez-Scantling going? Well, Chris, he's going backwards. He's going backwards, even though he had a 6-yard gain on first down. That's okay. We'll throw the ball to Marquez Valdez-Scantling again, and we'll still convert on third down, and we'll still score the game-winning touchdown in overtime. So we know Mahomes has the talent, right? We know he has the leadership, the mentality, the moxie, the wherewithal to do what is necessary. But, yeah, it's still a team sport. You still got to have somebody outside of Chris Jones who can rush the quarterback. You still have to have someone who your quarterback can rely on that's not named Travis Kelce. And, again, the organization is basically like, please come back because, we understand what you provide both on a statistical production level and what you just mean to the locker room and just, like, your professionalism, honestly. And so I know Patrick's going to do his best to try to get Travis to understand that so that they can play one more time together as teammates. But we're going to realize this throughout the next month, guys. It's a team game because I'm not sure Josh Allen can do a 2023 version of what Patrick Mahomes accomplished. And he doesn't have Travis Kelce. His best teammate is James Cook. I don't know if I trust, Buffalo's receivers. He's just going to have to go into, like, Superman mode. Same thing with, Justin Herbert. He's got a bunch of injuries. Drake May has never done this before. At least he has a very good coach in Mike Vrabel. But, like, the AFC is so wide open, and it is going to be reminiscent of, okay, what unit do I trust? What quarterback do I trust the most? What coach won't put us in? Is that Sean Payton? I don't know. Is it Mike Vrabel? I guess we'll see. Well, Liam Cohen, he'd be scheming it up for Trevor Lawrence. Can Trevor Lawrence execute in the fourth quarter? I have serious questions about Sean McDermott. And again, if the Bills lose, he could be out of a job a week from now. So there's so much to go on in the AFC that it's going to tell you, okay, do I trust Houston's defense? Like, I think I should. Denver's defense is very good, but, like, I don't trust Bo Nix in a playoff game of absolute importance. I haven't seen it yet. So we're going to really miss Patrick is all I'm trying to say for the next month or so.
Nate, we appreciate it. When the football season is officially over, I think we should go down to Pine Street and get a pizza at Fitters and wings at Heroes if you're down for that.
Hell yeah, brother. I miss Heroes.
So do I.
Dude, I miss it so much. I miss Pine Street. I can load it up for one night. We can reverse the clock. The problem is my body hurts this morning, and I didn't even do anything last night, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll be all right. Nate, we appreciate it. Keep doing the Lord's work. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much.
That is ESPN's insider for the Kansas City Chiefs, Nate Taylor. Coming up on the other side, some streaming news and also some Andy Reid conversation before we get to In Studio with Royals manager Matt Cottrero at 9 o'clock. He'll be with us for the entire hour here, we think, on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Hy-Vee. These guys are awesome because I love going to Hy-Vee. I save money every time I'm going, whether it's going up and down the aisles and looking for the new items that are on sale or going out there and finding those fuel perks and cashing them in at the pump. I saved $1.21 off of gas yesterday and got it for $1.33 a gallon. And that's where Hy-Vee comes into play, saving me money, but also saving me time as well. Because right now with Hy-Vee, they've got aisles online. And with aisles online, it's so great great because they'll do all the shopping for you. Just choose your store on their app or at Hy-Vee.com. Make your selections. They'll do all the shopping, and then you can either pick it up or have it delivered to your home. And you can cash in on all of those fuel perks savings as well. There are a lot more benefits to having the free Hy-Vee Perks membership, like exclusive member-only pricing and digital coupons. Upgrade to Perks Plus and get free delivery, express pickup, and special fuel discounts as well. Hy-Vee is saving you time. They're saving you money. Only at Hy-Vee.
And Doug.
Oh, what a horrible call. Hey, ref, open your eyes! Ref, you're really not going to call that? Come on!
Hey, ref, why don't you customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual and save money?
I don't think you get what we're doing.
Sure I do. We're all just giving him advice. You guys on sports, me on saving money.
Nope, that's not it.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
FanDuel's giving all customers a profit boost every college playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite, take a shot on the underdog, or build a parlay, then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get into the college football action all playoff long. And when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get your college football playoff profit boost today. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to get your college football playoff profit boost today. FanDuel's the official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. Must be 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. On the Kansas side, 35 southbound gets heavy at Mission. Stay slowed down towards 18th Street Expressway. Earlier accident at Lamar has finally cleared, though things are a little slow to unwind. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Shout out to those that know. Dusty, if you and Nate ever plan a trip to the Berg, let me know. I may fly back for a weekend and bring my old roommates, Micah and Denver. All are welcome. That was the deal back in the day. We'd go to Fitter's, get a large buffalo chicken pizza, go right next door to Heroes, drink a Hurricane while we waited for our wings, and then we went back and watched Tony Moyaki catch that ball. College.
Tony Moyaki.
Awesome. Oh, it was great.
That sounds like a blast.
It was awesome because it was like the tavern-style pizza. Like
that's good. Yeah, the really thin crust. Mama. Yeah, that's what they have over there at the Sand Trap. They got that kind of that tavern crust.
We'll smash that on Friday.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Anselmo may show up though. Just
he
so
better.
You know. He better be there.
Oh, right? America! He's one of the only reasons I go.
Yeah. Now his head just got bigger than it already is. I mean.
What happens more, Surfsides for me or Diet Cokes for Anselmo?
Diet Cokes for Anselmo. He pounds those because they're free, you know. Maloney's going to start charging him $2 a fill.
Damn, ate at Heroes last night. Still great food. What'd you get? Tell me what you had. Mac, a.k.a. Mini Bink, you got some stats for Bob to support why you love Sean McDermott.
Well, it's not. Gosh, no. I think
do you want to have him as your coach?
No, he wants him as a defensive coordinator. He says Spags doesn't have what McDermott has. Kiss my ass.
What I actually think is Sean McDermott is on the hot seat. I just want to correct a little bit of what Nate Taylor said.
The insider for ESPN.
We're doing a little
because I think it's a common
correction. That's fine.
I think it's a common misconception what Nate Taylor said. And I think it's the majority of people think this, and especially
hang on a second. Yes. Perception always outweighs the truth.
Yeah, 100%.
It really does. Now, however you perceive something, we can give you all the facts, and believe me, I've been through this for a couple of years. We can give you all the facts. You're still going to believe what you want to believe. So. Go ahead.
And the national perception is that way, and even it's heightened in Kansas City, the perception of Sean McDermott being, he can't do it defensively. Well, it's really against the Chiefs. So in the playoffs since 2020, the Bills versus the AFC field, they are 7-1. They score 28 points per game. They allow 18.9 points per game. Versus Kansas City, they are 0-4. They score a little over 28 points per game, and they allow 35 points a game. They allow They allow basically double the amount of points to Kansas City than they do anyone else. McDermott has done his job defensively as a coach in the playoffs versus everyone else but Kansas City.
Yeah, and that's because Andy Reid is greater than Sean McDermott. I mean, it just goes back to that, right? And
yes.
Patrick Mahomes is greater than Josh Allen. And for the majority of this run, the Chiefs have had a better team from 1 to 53 than Buffalo did. Be interesting to see if they matched up in the playoffs this weekend.
Yeah.
What the outcome of that. If the Chiefs were playing Buffalo in the playoffs this weekend, would you be comfortable picking the Chiefs?
No.
Like everyone's full strength? Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah, right. Would you feel comfortable picking the Chiefs?
This year's
Chiefs. Yeah, I would say no. I wouldn't feel comfortable picking
I know it'd be a close game.
Yeah, it definitely would be. Yeah.
The Chiefs would make 6 mistakes. The Bills would make 5, and the Bills would probably win by 3.
Yeah, and they get their first playoff win. Yeah. That's why this is such a big year. This is very much reminiscent of the Peyton Manning stuff that you were talking about earlier with Tom Brady. Tom was never out, you know. When Peyton went down, when Tom went down with the knee injury, what was that, 06, 07, was that the year that Peyton finally won a Super Bowl?
I believe it was later because his
Peyton
knee injury
won it in 06.
06, and then so the knee injury was 07 or 08, right?
I think it was 08.
I think it's 2010.
No, because Todd Haley and all those guys were already here. They came in 2000.
I think 07, 08 was Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
I think
so 09 maybe?
I think it was the 09 season when it happened.
Okay.
When Bernard Pollard.
Yes, it was. It was September of 2009. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 08.
You want a hot take?
Yeah.
You want it now?
Yes, please.
Andy Reid will be the longest tenured head coach this time next week.
I disagree with that. It's Mike Tomlin now. I don't think Tomlin's getting fired, but shocking news is that Andy Reid is the second now longest tenured coach with his team in the NFL.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome.
Obviously.
13 years. Harbaugh was number 2 at 18. Tomlin's with 20.
Sure. Yeah.
2019 or 20.
Only the third coach in their history. So.
Yeah, it's insane. But I don't think Tomlin's going to get fired at all. I mean, I would have been shocked if Harbaugh kept his job. I'll be doubly shocked if Tomlin gets fired. Now, if Tomlin walks away, then that's a different conversation. I don't think he's going to walk away unless he's going to walk into another job. And Pittsburgh just is not an organization that just moves on from coaches, you know? So I don't know that he will be, but the fact that he's the second longest tenured coach now in the NFL at 13 years with Kansas, it feels like yesterday, guys, that he came here to Kansas City. I mean, it really does feel like it was a blink of an eye and it's all gone. There will be somebody in this year's draft, I promise you, that will not know that Andy Reid was the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Think about
100%.
Guys getting drafted at 21, 22 years old. Subtract 13 years from that. How old does that make them? At 22 minus 13, 12, 11, 10, 9.
Yeah,
J.J.
that's
McCarthy.
Right in the line. That's right in the line.
Yeah, it's right on the line of when you remember stuff.
Yeah, when you start to really pay attention and remember.
So as a 9-year-old kid, do you have any idea that Andy Reid was the head coach? Probably not. And then you get here to Kansas City and they go, yeah, when he was in Philly. What do you mean Philly? This will be the draft where we get somebody that has no idea that Andy Reid was the Eagles coach.
Wow. I couldn't even tell you what happened when I was 19. Let alone 9.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's to that point, like, people don't have that memory anymore that are coming into the league because they're too young.
Real quick before Matt Cottrero and his wife join us in studio, would you rather have Tomlin or Harbaugh as your coach? And you're the New York Giants.
Tomlin.
Harbaugh.
Okay. Matt Cottrero joins us in studio, the Royals manager, next here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Underdog are going to have a wild weekend this weekend for a wild card weekend. With the football playoffs here, Underdog is the best place to get in on all of that gridiron action because right now you can make entries and win money in the state of Missouri. And for wild card weekend, Underdog's adding a gimme pick on a QB of your choice from any of the wild card games to get started. And I love the Underdog app because it's easy. Just choose your favorite players, whether they'll go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns and rushing yards, receptions, and more. And if you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And like I said, with the Underdog app, it's fun for me when multiple sports are going on. I love a basketball pick here, a football pick there, combining them into one entry and seeing what I can do. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use that promo code BOB to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut, crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Heartland Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Heartland Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at aminet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 35 northbound, slow at 635. 635 southbound, heavy from 635 down towards the I-35 interchange. And then 35 southbound in Lenexa, heavy around 95th Street with the right lane blocked. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey man, good morning, how do you do? Hey man, just wanna talk about the boys in blue. Hey man, now that you've been here a year, what's your favorite KCQ? Hey man, what's new in the clubhouse, the bullpen and the lineup too? Hey man, how was the road trip? Bob and Dusty wanna know. Hey man, what do you think of Slugger and FM radio? Hey man, is it true you're a deadhead too? Hey man, kid baseball wanna talk music with you. Hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man.
Oh, well.
Hey man, we're Trevor.
The building all of a sudden went crazy, Dusty. It's raining out, so I'm sure the power will go off in this joint at some point.
That's right. That's the sweet sounds of the old number 5s there. I just got a text. Hey, Matt, congrats on the extension, by the way. Thanks for coming into the studio today. You and your lovely wife joining us as we are hopefully going to stay in.
Hopefully you stay dry.
Feels like the poltergeist is happening right now.
Yeah.
We might have to wheel these TVs out before we continue this interview. So how are you two doing this morning?
Hey, we're doing well. We're excited. Thank you for the congratulations. I mean, we're happy to be here. It's always good to come in and see you guys.
Yeah.
And, we're really excited about the extension. Our family, as we've said, we love it here. Our kids love it here. Obviously, I'm really grateful for the opportunity and really love what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with.
All right, enough from you. Chris, you're here.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you?
And all of the listeners. Yeah, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, for you, though, this is cool. I mean, look, I'll talk from a family perspective as well. You got 2 kids. You're a mom. You want to put down roots. This has got to be great for you guys.
I cannot complain. This has been fantastic. Whoa, okay.
God, what is happening?
Bob is dismantling something
Just
as
broke
we
the
speak.
microphone. Sterling, I got to see Chris.
I know, I am a sight.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, guys, thank you
Matt,
so much.
how are you? Okay.
All right,
No.
and take 2. All right. No, things have been great. We really appreciate this opportunity. Love our house, love our neighbors, love, holy crumbs, 5 potentially more years. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
We are a happy crew.
Yeah, you should be. It's awesome, and it's deserved. I mean, you guys have done a lot of good things in a very short period of time, and so you guys got an opportunity now. I keep saying this. Chiefs out of the playoffs now. It's Royals season. Like, you guys got a golden opportunity here.
Well, we're excited about, obviously what JJ and Scott are doing and the players we've acquired and trying to put the best 26, best 40 guys together to go out and compete. I mean, our goal is the same every year, is to win the last game of the year in the World Series. And, you got to do little things along the way, a lot of little things along the way, but to go after the division is what we're after. And I think we're putting ourselves in a good spot to try to accomplish that.
I don't know if this is like a tough question, but, obviously Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, but people in Kansas City still have a lot of stuff to look forward to. Obviously, the new season upcoming, spring training, the World Cup, all that stuff that's coming to Kansas City.
What's your opinion of the World Baseball Classic and how that kind of interferes through the process of starting the season?
It's challenging. I mean, it's exciting. We'd never tell a guy not to do it. You know, I mean, it's one of those things that you represent your country. You see the pageantry and how all the excitement from all different countries around the world. But for us, I mean, that's great if they win that. But if somebody happens to get hurt or whatever, like you saw with Edwin Diaz a couple of years ago, I mean, that's devastating to a team and an organization. So first and foremost, we want them to come out of it healthy. Secondly, we want them to succeed and have fun and all that kind of stuff. But it provides challenges, you know, for Paul Hoover running the schedule or Brian Sweeney with the pitchers. Like, all those things change, but they're not things that we're not accustomed to.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, they're playing baseball, right? And I would think playing in those games gets you more ready for the regular season maybe than playing some of the spring training games, you know?
That's probably true. The part about it is, you know, a guy like Estevez has to be at 100% game speed by March 6th or whatever, instead of April 1st or whatever the season official start date is. So that's a whole, that not only does that change his spring training, it changes his off season, his training, all those things. And, you know, you're not a machine, you're a human being, and you have X amount of pitches in your arm or X amount of sprints that you do, or, you know, everything takes a toll on your body. So hopefully those guys can withstand it.
It's kind of going to be cool, like kind of like a proud dad moment, right? To see a lot of your guys representing other teams and countries, right? Vinny and Jack are going to Team Italy, and Bobby's a starting shortstop for Team USA. That's pretty awesome at the young age that he is.
Yeah, and Bobby being his second time, you know, last time he didn't get to play much, maybe pinch ran, played a little bit. Vinny's been in it a couple times now. Jack, obviously, to Bob's point, I think this is a good opportunity for Jack to be at that high level of competition early, get some more game-like reps. But yeah, it's fun to watch. I mean, we'll be tuned in to every pitch that we can, you know, as long as they're not playing when we're playing. But it is exciting, and you see them out there with that Team USA or Team Italy uniform. You know, and Lugo's going to be with Puerto Rico, and I'm sure I'm missing SD, obviously. So there are a lot of great opportunities to see those guys.
Yeah, you're crossing your fingers over there. You
No,
got Team
it's just
Italy.
something I'd like to interject,
Yeah.
if I may.
Sure.
I mean, it's a fun fact about Q.
I still love that you call him Q. I think that's
Well,
the
I
best.
do for the fans.
Yes, okay.
In the house, you don't want to know what I call him.
Yeah, I do.
What if he's in trouble?
When am I not?
Dusty will learn soon when he takes this. You're always in trouble.
No, but we had a fun moment. It was brief, but you almost played internationally. You were going to play in the Olympics. What year was it?
Not the. Well, we were going to go play in Italy, and then
It turns out
pre-internet, when you had to do all that paperwork and all that kind of stuff, eventually they were just like, wait a minute, you don't have the right I dotted or the right T crossed, and we're going to pull the plug on that after going like to every courthouse and find your grandparents' like marriage certificates and all that.
Sorry, I interrupt you all the time, so there you go. It turns out his grandfather did everything right to be a naturalized citizen. And so we were planning to go to Milan, and I was ready to wear the heels. And
Pulled the plug at the last second.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
you know what's funny? That story is funny because that is how I got my first coaching job. I was going to go play and not coach, and then when that fell through, at the time the Rays said, "Hey, Devil Rays, hey, stay and coach." I got out of coaching again.
Yeah, so it worked out, I guess.
Crazy.
Blessing in You missed a trip to Italy, though,
Yeah,
Chris. I
we
mean,
missed
the
a
hell with
season in
that.
Italy.
I think I would have probably tripped and broken a heel on those
Probably, but with this new
cobblestone streets.
contract, you can go at any time. Take the private jet. We're good to go.
All right, so back on track, gentlemen. Back on track.
Hey, you're not the only one. Michael Garcia getting signed this offseason, man.
So fantastic.
How cool is, I mean, the left side of your infield, first of all, my goodness, but just seeing that kid have a subpar season the year before and then just dominate this year, that was great. He wasn't even on, like, the opening day roster, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, he was on the roster.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he played opening day because that's good managing, right?
Yeah.
That works out.
Way to go, Matt.
But, you know, I don't know if you guys got the opportunity to see. Right before he signed that extension, there was an article one of the Latin newspapers did about him and his journey, and when he dropped out of school and told his mom, promised his mom he'd make it. And, you know, I'm sure there's a million guys that have done that, but his drive, his motivation, his determination to fight through a lot of the obstacles that he's had to overcome. has been tremendous. And just to watch him grow right in front of our eyes, not only as a player, but as a person and a teammate, I couldn't be more proud for him or his family.
What was it for him that flipped that switch from 2024 to 2025?
See, I think in 24, there was a lot of good there, too. It wasn't, you look at the surface numbers, they weren't great, but he did a lot of good things for us. And you saw him on the big stage in the playoffs and how he succeeded. That's what drives him, is that motive. Last year we played the Braves here, and his cousin is Ronald Acuna. It was like they were playing one-on-one out there, and he's just that kind of guy. And I think he's learning how to do that day to day. And I think that's the biggest difference. He dedicated himself to the weight room the offseason before and his swing. And so I think he understood what it took to be a successful big leaguer.
We'll keep you around for a little bit. We got to go to commercial break, but we'll be right back. I got marriage questions for you guys. Not that
I've been in the weight room. Want to feel my guns?
Okay, well, there's that for you. We'll be right back with Matt and Mitch Cotrero here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
What the hell was that?
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, we all want to save money, right? And you're thinking to yourself, man, I'd love to go a couple of months without making a mortgage payment. How can I do that? Well, call my friends over at Golden Oak Lending, and they can help you out with their free mortgage checkup. We take one of these about twice a year. Every 6 months, we call Golden Oak, or they call us, depending on the situation, and they say, hey, let's go through a free mortgage checkup. And I love these because they're risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a conversation. Hey, where are you with your financial goals? Where do you want to go? I do all the talking. My wife does all the talking, and then they put together a plan to see if they've got a mortgage better than the one that we're currently in. If they do, great. If they don't, we check back in another 6 months. And right now, with Golden Oak Lending, the average cash-out customer saves $1,104 per month. And then you can go 2 months when you refinance without having to make a mortgage payment. How would you love to go all the way to spring training without having to write a check for a mortgage? It sounds good. So take that free mortgage checkup. Like I said, risk-free, no paperwork or credit card required. Just call them at 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more.
Olympians and the hosts of the recap space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves. Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Huddle up with BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this college football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, live betting, or bet on new markets thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of college football offers found nowhere else. And keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. When it comes to college football, never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Today, Expect thunderstorms and heavy rain with a high of 62.
Weather brought to you by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business. Like up to $120 off HP Smart Tank printers. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples. That was easy. Ends 131.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
This is your song, right?
Yeah, this is the Ram It song from the 80s Rams. The whole team singing it.
Sounds like abracadabra.
Yeah.
The Rams get down so nobody scoff. And don't you worry, cause the Rams are rapping when game time comes.
We're in studio here with Matt and Chris, as I was scolded heavily during the break. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Not by me, babe.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you. Good to have you guys here. Gloomy, rainy day, but lights are on here, so we're good here.
For now, they are. Yeah, I wouldn't guarantee the rest of the day, but
so to pay off my T's, marriage questions, not in any way near getting married, right? Like my marriage life is as close to like the White Sox being first place in the Central. It's okay, but you get it.
I doubt that, babe. I doubt that.
Okay, well, we got to find the lucky one that can put up with this mouth. Do you guys ever use baseball terminology in your relationship?
Not that I can think of.
Honey, let's turn two here.
That's
you know,
hot.
we got.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. No.
Okay, I didn't know. You know.
Hey, honey, we got a double play going on down here with the two kids running around or something. You know?
Robert, you keep your place.
I will keep my place. Thank you very much. And you know my wife, so you know when she says Robert, I am in trouble. Actually, when she says Bob, I'm in more trouble than Robert. Robert's endearing.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. Like, you know, maybe like you start the evening with an 0-2 count. You know, you were late getting home.
You're down 0-2,
You're
Matt.
probably
You got
getting a lot of ideas.
I was just going to say, well, now we shall
might be onto
start.
something there.
But what is marriage like for a baseball manager? I mean, like, I would imagine it's like two ships just passing the night at opposite times, right?
Let's high five right now. Was that audible for our listeners?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, let's do it again.
There you go.
Yeah, gentlemen, and all the listeners, absolutely. I think it's two ships passing in the night, but you appreciate the crumbs out of each other even more.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing for us is that the stability that, you know, in this game there's very little of it, but to be able to live in the town where you manage is great. I mean, that's one of the things what a lot of people don't have that opportunity, or they haven't chosen to move their family to where they manage, and then it's just, you know, we did that when I was a coach through 2018. You know, we were seeing each other 7 to 10 days a season, you know, that kind of thing. And when the kids got going, and, you know, that's why Chris, you know, she was teaching in New York and decided, hey, this isn't, you know, we don't need to do this where we don't see each other or the kids. And then she took the jump and we moved to Florida, and we've been on the move ever since. So now getting to stay here is the best possible scenario we have.
It really is. And it's a great place to raise your kids and say where you're from. Well, you're unique with that, though. Why did you guys decide to live where you manage? I mean, maybe because managers just look at, I'm going to be fired next week anyway, so I don't want to uproot everybody and move there. But, like, you're unique. I can't remember the last Royals manager who lived here in the offseason.
Well, I mean, it was a family decision for sure. But I mean, we were in Florida, and our kids were at that age. You know, they were young. They were in first and second grade, I think, or no, kindergarten and first grade when we moved here. So they got the.
I think resilient is the word we're looking for. Our kids were able to just bounce back, you know, wherever they were. However, our son George, our oldest, he's 10
named after
now.
Brett.
He of course. But he said to me last year, Mom, if we had to move again, I think it would be hard.
Oh.
So
Yeah, and so, you know, that was before the extension or whatever, but we said, all right, let's win some games so we can keep our kids where they
Yeah.
are.
What would you do, though, with that
No
situation,
pressure.
right? Like, if 3 years from now, let's just say worst case scenario.
we've talked about
Yeah,
that.
I think you have to. My wife and I talk about that all the time. If anything were ever to happen to me and I had to go somewhere else, you're staying and I'm gone, because I'm not going to uproot my kids in high school at this point, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we talk about that all the time. Do we want to stay here? Like, wherever you work, you got to live somewhere, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think it would be a family discussion, but I mean, we certainly would welcome staying here. You know, it's been a great place, like Chris has talked about, the neighbors, the schools, all those things. So it certainly would be a consideration to stay.
Yeah.
So, Chris, being the wife of a major league manager, do you see like mannerisms that nobody else would pick up on? Like when he's walking to the mound, you're like, oh, he's pissed.
No,
or anything like
I
that?
try not to touch my face a lot because that indicates that you are worried. No, I'm believe it or not, gentlemen, as
You talking to us?
yeah, no, I'm looking at you. As much as I show emotion in my face, now when my husband is doing his job, I am really good at Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's what you kind of have to be that way. You know, we were talking earlier about Peacock doing some things with their broadcast where you can mute the broadcasters, turn up the crowd noise. Would you like a feature where fans could vote on the move they want you to make?
Oh, good Lord. Don't get me started.
That would be an interesting take. No.
All right, let's go to the Twitter poll. Fans say put in this guy, and then you got to go out there and do that.
Oh my goodness.
How cool would that be?
Oh, it'd be so great.
Right,
Thanks,
yeah,
Bob. And then I'll write you a note and put it under your pillow.
Yeah, sure. But you wouldn't get, I mean, the blame for that. Hey, that was the crowd's decision, man. I don't know. The crowd, did this, so I don't know.
That'd be a fun post-game presser.
I believe that's called Facebook.
Yeah.
What was the decision putting Estevez in the 8th? Well, the Twitter poll said 90% I should have done it, so that's all I have to say about that.
Wow.
That's great. So I know you're a guy that once the season's over, it's done. Like, we don't go back to that. I learned my lesson in a press conference one time, and next season is now, right? This is this season. But what can you take from last season that you can implicate into this season moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we would need depth. You always need depth for injuries and all that. We just ran into a spot last year where all the depth got hurt at the same time as the guys in the big leagues. But I think the biggest takeaway for me personally was we're doing a lot of work to build understanding of each other personally, emotionally, players, coaches alike, just being more accountable to each other and to ourselves. And that can come off as sounding like it wasn't in a good spot. It was. I think we're just trying to push the needle a little bit so that when things do get tough, because they will during the season, that guys have each other to rely on more.
Okay. Yeah. Last year, Vinny getting to play that whole season and see what happened 2 years ago when he got hurt and whatnot. Is there a way to put I don't even know, like an explanation on what that guy just means to you? I look at him as like, Bobby's your best player. Nobody's going to doubt that. But Vinny's like the heart and soul of that organization. Am I reading that right? It just feels like he's the glue for that.
He's a great team guy. He's a great player as well.
Yeah,
I think the production is one thing, but the personality is another. And I mean, you can't overlook Salvi and what he means to the team as well, because those guys, they all feed off each other. That's why baseball is so unique. I mean, we talk about the 40-man roster, not the 10 or the 12-man roster. You need every single one of those guys to bring their personality every day, so it's a consistent place to be. And Vinny has that personality, and I think that's a big driving force for us.
Working with a lot of baseball players in your career, have you ever just seen anybody like Sal Perez? Like, it's just the way he plays. I'm sure it's probably sometimes annoying when you're like, hey man, we're gonna have to give you a day, and he's like, no, Skip, I'm not. And it's like, Sal, listen to me, But like, it's like, it's there. Like, the power's still there, the endurance is still there, the laughs, the fun, all that's still there. To me, that is like a pure model of what a great, like, it's the cliche, like, I'd love to have 100 Salvador Perez's over, one Mike Trout or something like that.
I have never seen somebody like Salvi. It's the first time that I've been around a guy that's a Hall of Famer, a guy that's far advanced in his career towards the Hall of Fame, and the personality and the drive. And the thing that always sticks out to me is like, we'll get beat up, we'll lose our fourth in a row or whatever, and maybe he didn't have a great night. And you'll hear the weights banging in the weight room, and he's in there 11:30 at night lifting weights after playing his 22nd straight day in a row with a smile on his face, ready to go for the next day. And that's contagious, and that's the kind of thing that guys see. And he credits a lot of that to watching Gordo when he was playing. And Salvi's obviously handing that down.
He'll manage at some point in his life, won't he?
I joke with him all the time. Just let me know when you're coming in, because I just need to be able to move out of the way. So when he signed his deal early in the offseason, I said, all right, I got 2 more years at least. So,
right.
I talk about that with him all the time.
Do you think that he could just move in right away after playing? Like we've seen Stephen Vogt and guys like that. You're young as well. Just kind of move in and do that thing. She's rolling her eye. I'm trying to compliment
No, I'm
you,
looking.
you know.
I'm taking in the lighting, gentlemen.
That is very
It's
nice.
perfect.
All the dust.
I do think Sally.
Yeah,
I mean, he
right
can do
away.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think he thinks the game. He continues to learn the game too, because as we know, the game today has evolved a lot since he came up in 11 or 12 or whatever it was. So, you know, he's learning, but he's also extremely bright when it comes to the game.
So, like, I'll ask you because you're in the job. What makes a good manager? Like, why do we see Salvi would be a good manager? Because I do agree that he would be. I just don't know, like, from your
I think it's his personality. I mean, I think everybody's different. Like, there's no myself. When I think about the people I've worked with, like, my personality is the 180 from Tito or from Cash.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
180.
But that they are who they are, and Salvi is the extreme case of being genuine to who he is.
Yeah, so we look at the pitching staff. Cole Reagan's looking to bounce back, looking good so far this year, or maybe whatever you've been told or seen. I have a lot of faith that he has a chance to be a Cy Young winner.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I mean, and I think, you know, the greatest part about last year was seeing those last 3 starts that he made, and the worst part was seeing those last 3 starts because it showed us what we missed. But yes, Cole, all signs are in the right direction. You know, he's been talking with Brian a lot. We've been getting videos and all that, and his mindset is in a great spot.
What are you looking at when they send you the videos?
I'm just
You're
looking
not-
for the health, you know,
Yeah.
just seeing how he feels, listening to what he says. Brian shares those with us, but the communication they have with the pitching department is second to none.
Yeah, what is an off season like? Because I think people just the game's over, we go home for the winter, we'll see you in spring training, right?
Hardly.
Yeah, right.
Hardly.
So like take us through like the day of like what goes on in the off season. Like what are you doing? What are the players doing? All that kind
There's
of stuff.
different phases of it. You know, we do a really comprehensive like evaluation after the year of, you know, feedback from staff, players, coaches, everybody to say, all right, what are the things we're going to concentrate on? How are we going to drill down on being more, you know, more detailed in these areas? So we'll do a lot of that in, you know, this year, unfortunately, it was October. You know, and then there's a lot of talk with the players about their plans, and they usually ramp up early November. They don't, some of them don't take that much time off at all. And then you got the guys that are in winter ball, that kicks off. Then you get ready for the winter meetings in early December. The later part of December, the early part of January slows down a little bit, and then, you know, arbitration is going on right now. That's not something that I deal with
That
every
process
day.
sucks.
But that's the agents and the players in the front office, and then you know, we're planning spring training.
Yeah.
What I guess if I was a manager, I would have no temper patience. Like I would get ejected 101 games out of a season. I promise you that. I think maybe you got tossed like 2 or 3 times last year.
Well, it was the game where we told you to get tossed, and you actually got tossed,
Yeah.
which is still the greatest thing ever. Hey, Matt will be at the game. Yeah, if I get tossed, I'll come sit with you. He got tossed. The phone blows up. Is he coming to sit with you?
When you know all these umpires,
They put him in a panic room.
Yeah.
oh no, you get to have the night off, right?
Well, I mean, it's funny because you go up.
It's not funny.
You can't watch a live feed. You know, every TV in the clubhouse is delayed because of the cheating scandal from a few years ago. So you're not watching it live. Even I think the radio might be delayed. But you go up and you're following and you're watching it on TV, but you can't be on your phone. You can't do anything because there's a clubhouse monitor that shows you. So it's a very lonely feeling to be removed from the game.
So Chris wasn't lying.
She wasn't lying. Like, no, this is real? Like, you're not in your office just drinking beers?
I mean, I guess I could, right? I mean, I've tended to be in the, like, just pacing around or in the weight room with the TV on, or just because there's other people in the clubhouse.
Clipping your fingernails.
I guess that's a problem.
Trying to do something to stay busy, right? Because it's a really helpless feeling.
I mean, yeah, I just thought like my image is I get tossed. I go back there, I take my baseball pants off, put my feet up on the desk, drink a couple of beers, and wait for the media to roll in.
Yeah, I wish I could relax that much.
Yeah, it was like Jim Leland did that to me. I've told Dusty this story. Jim Leland one time was managing the Tigers, right? And I'm sitting there covering the pregame or whatever, and he's got his pants off and nothing but his stirrups on and his slider shorts, right?
Hello.
And he puts his feet up on the desk and lights a Marlboro Red, right? And stands there and just. So I talked to Bonds today. And like literally nobody says that. All these reporters are in there. You know, some of these people are socially inept and they're all sitting around and whatnot. And you go, well, yeah. that was the best, like Leland and Piniella and guys like that, the old guard. You know?
No, it's just always fun because, like, I mean, I always kind of wonder what's being said between umpire and manager, which, I mean, obviously, I'm sure at that moment, not a lot's probably meant for television, but, like, there's times when I go into a clubhouse at a golf course and the clubhouse guy or the whatever, he tries to pull one on you that, like, he's trying to pull rank, and then I kind of, like, have your kind of demeanor where I'm just calm, collected, and just giving back to him what he's giving to me, but in a more collective way. And I didn't know if that's kind of like your way of doing it. Like when you see a strike zone that's just all over the place and, you're just reminding them, you're not going there like, F you and F this. You're just more like, you've been inaccurate. This is wrong. You're wrong in the third. He's like, all right, Matt, that's enough. So,
yeah, I mean, it's more of that. It's more in the moment. You know what you can get away with and what you can't. I mean, if you go out there to talk about balls and strikes, you're gone immediately. So it's got to come from the dugout. It's got to come from... it's an uneasy feeling because you could like you said, you get thrown out every night if you really wanted to, and that's not my job, right? My job is to manage the team, so there's got to be some give and take there. But overall, I have a lot of respect for those guys. I mean, especially calling balls and strikes is difficult, and it's going to be more difficult now with the challenge.
Are they ever like, you're right, that's me, that's on me, I'll get better, and you walk back, you're like, damn right you will.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, those are the professional guys.
Yeah.
And then some of them will even come the next day and say, look, I blew that or whatever. And but you can't do that. You can't. That's the case, and they can't change their call. They can't go back and change it. And that's not just balls and strikes. Like, hey, I'll take a look at that, tonight, and I'll get back to you.
No doubt.
Yeah. You mentioned the change coming in baseball, and there's a lot going on in baseball with the work stoppage potentially at the end of this year, and Pittsburgh spent some money. But you've got the balls and strike challenge system, and I had the opportunity, obviously, in spring training last year to see this. I came back, I'm like, Dusty, this is the greatest thing to happen to baseball since the pitch clock. I mean, I love it. You don't like it? You don't like it?
I'm still marinating on it.
Really? I think it was so fast. You didn't even know what was going on. It wasn't intrusive at all. Tapped your helmet, look at the scoreboard. There's the deal. Boom, we're on our way. I thought it was great. Do you not like it? Or?
I think, I'm more on the side of like, I think it should be for every pitch because if we can get one of them right, let's get them all right.
I
so
agree
the
with
strategy of a challenge to me in baseball, I've never really understood that, but that's something our R&D department's working hard on, is figuring out the best use of those challenges too, and when and what the leverage should be and all those things.
So Kansas City's home for a little bit longer. When did you guys know? Chris, I guess I can ask you that more importantly. When did you know? Because you've got a lot of people listening today and a lot of stuff going on in your life.
So oh my gosh. Hello, my lovely people.
The floor is yours.
Well, okay.
Yeah, like Kansas City, what it means, like what the people that are listening to you today, all this sort of stuff, like it's all full circle now.
I am reduced to tears nearly, but I have had enough coffee to talk to you clearly. Well, I know right now one of my favorite groups of people is at Operation Breakthrough.
Nice, they're awesome.
And I hope my little ones are still listening in because Miss Veronica and Chastity and Kelly and Brooke and Jamie. You see that dramatic pause?
Mhm.
You're all listening. You're all looking at me like, where is this going?
No, I'm not.
Anyway,
I just had money on whether you're not going to remember the last name.
No, I love being a part of this community. And I'll be honest, when we first found out we were going to move to the Midwest, I thought, better get a pitchfork and some overalls. And no, it is the greatest group of people that I've ever met.
Mhm.
We are so comfortable, and I'm looking right into my husband's eyes right now.
Look at you and you're like, oh, you're the manager of the Royals. And, it's like, maybe you're active with the team, but your wife is active with the city. And I think that's kind of like, the compromise that can't happen. Like you might show up sometimes, but it's more so like her job to do that. It's your job to manage the Royals. And at the end of the day, you guys go home with smiles on your faces and continue to move through life. So that's awesome that you guys do that.
It is, because again, we have not had that from the managerial standpoint. Now we've had that from football coaches because football coaches tend to more live in the city, and Carol Vermeil was always at Operation Breakthrough and doing all that, to date myself a little bit. Those sides were always involved in that kind of stuff. I love the fact that you're involved in that.
Thank you guys. Thank you for recognizing
No,
that.
it means so much that you guys are here. And I we joke around a lot and have some fun, right? But I do really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I think it matters for a lot of people in Kansas City. You guys are one of us, you know, and I'm a transplant too. I moved here in 95, so I consider myself a Kansas City, and now I've been here longer than where I grew up. And so it means a lot to be here. You guys can experience life and what, you know, your fans are going through every day. And I think that's really important. And you have that connection now. I mean, you're going to Jess and Jim's and Martin City and the Sand Trap and all these places. Like, you're hanging out with the locals, and it matters. It really does.
I think some of the best experiences that we've had together here, we've gone to Ronald McDonald House, we've done the Veterans Community Project, and by no means are we doing that for like recognition or whatever, but when we get there and you meet the people that are part of this, like you're saying, the community, and you just hear the stories and listen in, and
it's so genuine.
It's been so fun. That part of it's been remarkable, and I know it's crazy because we're scratching the surface of it, right? Where every time I go somewhere, like, I didn't know about this organization, and then like, we want to get involved in that, and you want to get involved in that, and there's just so many good things going on here that it's humbling.
Well, I'm going to come to Chris next year, probably, and say, you should be in Dancing with the Stars. Don't you think she should be a contestant, Dusty? My wife did it last year. I did it 10 years ago. It's for the BMA Foundation.
Your wife has run marathons. However, I have done marathons in stilettos.
Really? Well, then you can dance and do you're raising money, basically, is what it is. And then you dance, and you have 20 dance lessons. It's always like right at the beginning of June. You'll have to miss a baseball game or something.
You can see me doing this.
And you would be awesome at it because your personality is perfect. You know a lot of people in town. We, as BMA Foundation, Operation Breakthrough has been a partner with us in the past before, so you've got some experience with that. You don't have to know how to dance. You just have to have your husband write a check, and that's all we're looking for.
Oh,
so
there's the
done
plug.
And done.
No, you go out and fundraise and do it. If I can raise money, anybody can, right? And my wife can, so you can as well. I think you would be. Wouldn't she be awesome at that?
Oh, I think it'd be great. And then you can hang out at the table that I was at. I got everybody at the table wasted last year.
I didn't know if we could go there, Dusty.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, I'll have a cooler full of surf sides, and we'll just sit back, zero trouble, zero bubbles, man. And if you want a funny story here, Bob was giving this like ceremonial speech because Jen won the whole thing, nailed her dance, did like a handstand, and then Bob's
cartwheel flip.
Bob's out here giving his wife all these praise, and in the back table is my loud ass. I said, Bob's getting laid tonight.
Are we still on?
Oh, yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, gentlemen! I didn't know we could go to that level.
We do whatever you want.
Dusty
here.
Likens. Damn glad to meet you, Chris. I do have one last question for you here. What was your first date in Kansas City?
Oh, in Kansas City.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Okay, you go.
When we came, we got hired. Came for the press conference, and then came back a couple weeks later to look for houses. We went to Garozzo's for my birthday. That was our first night out here in Kansas City.
I live there.
What was your second night out?
Sleeping.
Bob, that's a lot of.
I know.
The fact that I remembered the first one was good.
I thought you were going to ask us about our first date, which I could nail it.
All right, tell us. I think you told us this last year, didn't you?
I don't know.
No, you told us his nickname.
Oh, well, yes, I remember talking about that. Our first date, are you with me?
Sure.
It was at Garcia's. It was a Mexican restaurant. I wore a banana clip and a very big sweater. And
If we're talking about 1991.
Well, that's what I was like. Had to be the 90s. You said banana clip and big sweater. Did you have the thing
Exactly.
clipped to the sweater when it was hanging
I
down?
did not. I,
think
looked very elegant, Robert.
I picked her up in my parents' Subaru station wagon.
Were you wearing a members only jacket?
She might remember what I was wearing. I don't remember
He was
what I
not,
was
but he
wearing.
was playing De La Soul.
Did have a flat top.
Oh, love De La
So
Soul.
did I back in the day.
Oh, me too.
I love De La Soul.
Me too,
Did you know that? Did he know that you loved it, and that's why he played it?
No, he just
It was
thought
on
he
the
was
tape
being,
deck.
Oh man, that's
being
great.
smooth.
Here we are thinking Grateful Dead's the only music you listen to, and De La Soul's in the track.
What was their hit?
Oh, there's so many.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Wasn't it
Three,
3 feet
it's
high?
magic
Oh,
number.
3 is the magic.
And then they have another one. It's like the gosh, I kept drawing a blank, but yeah,
Wait.
I'm telling you, I love De La
It'll
Soul.
come to me. We'll talk
I know. Is that what it's called?
when we're off the air. Oh,
3
you're-
feet high and rising, I think, was the name
Oh,
of the album.
that's right. I remember. Yeah.
And
But I don't
everybody
know
had
if
a
that
flat
was a
top.
song.
Anyway, we are boring our listeners.
No, we're not.
I know. That's the song. Yeah, I know. It's got Otis Redding on the track.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
good. And
This guy?
play it, please. Oh
We
my God,
are-
I might kiss.
Kiss your husband.
Dusty.
Ah, look at
So
that.
we
She
do.
gave him the cheek.
We make him laugh, and
Wouldn't
we.
give me the lips.
Oh well.
Well, guys, we appreciate it. Keep doing great things in Kansas City. Keep
Love you
being
guys.
great voices and great faces here, and I'll see you soon.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
us.
You bet. Thank you,
Peace
Matt. Thank you,
out.
Chris. That's Matt and Chris Cotrero here on Cotrero. I said the name wrong for the first time in 3 years. Welcome back to Radio Dusty. It's 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11120.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state, only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Breaking news.
Can I fix it?
Fix that microphone first.
That's out of my pay grade, bro.
Breaking news in the NFL, Mike McDaniels is fired as Miami Dolphins head football coach. Woo. This comes from Ian Rappaport shortly after. With John Harbaugh available and the Dolphins owner Stephen Ross ties to the family, he now looms as a key candidate for Miami, a reason to fire a coach with the thought they could get Harbaugh.
What if they don't get Harbaugh, though, in Miami? Who's your quarterback in Miami?
Lamar Jackson.
I mean, no.
Why not?
Because, Miami may want Harbaugh, but why should Harbaugh want Miami?
Total control.
They got a GM that they're hiring, though, aren't they? Aren't they in the process of hiring a general manager right now?
Can't you pause that, though, as you get the coach?
You could,
part
of
that
you
process.
could. Yeah, okay, so let's say total control. Who's your quarterback still? I mean, because if you're going to hire Harbaugh, to me anyway, and I just look at past things that have happened, You got to do what the Chiefs did when they hired Andy Reid. You got to make a trade for a quarterback. They went out and got Alex Smith and said, because Andy Reid took this job, he went, who's the quarterback? It's Matt Castle at that point in time, right? And so that would have been a bad job to take. But we didn't focus on the quarterback as much back then, honest to God, as we do today. And so we're looking at a situation now where who's going to be that quarterback down there in Miami? Do they have a game plan where they know that they can make a trade for a big-name quarterback to lure John Harbaugh to Miami? Because I look at that job right now, number one, it's dysfunction. Number two, there's no quarterback. And number three, it's dysfunction down there. They fire coaches all the time. And again, they don't have a quarterback down there in Miami. So I don't know why John Harbaugh would take that job. If I'm John Harbaugh, I'm strictly looking at the quarterbacks, I'm looking at ownership, and I'm looking where I can win the quickest. I do think the Giants still is the best job at the quarterback, and I think that division is weak too. I mean, the Cowboys aren't anything. The Redskins are back to square zero. The Giants, can get a boost and be a New England type of team because they have some talent, and nobody knows if Philadelphia is long for the world. Miami, now you got to compete with Buffalo. You got to go out and compete with New England. I don't know why Harbaugh would want that job.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the no quarterback thing can be seen as either way. It can be seen as a pro or it can be seen as, no quarterback. I get to have jurisdiction now over that decision. That's a big thing. But then there's also, Titans already have a quarterback that can also be a pro for someone. I like Cam Ward. Let me go join that situation. But I think the division, I just think about the division so much. It's QB, then division. I don't want to be playing the Bills and Patriots 4 times a year. And not to mention, the Patriots are just getting going. They're going to get better and better. And Drake May's, 24 years old? Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. The Titans, the Giants, hell, the Falcons all seem a little bit more appealing to me.
What is appealing about the Falcons?
Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and that division sucks.
Not the quarterback, though. Again,
not the QB.
Because I don't know what to expect. And the reason I ask you that is who is the quarterback right now? Because they did redo the contract of Kirk Cousins, which everybody says will mean a post-June 1st, cut.
He'll be cut, yeah.
Is Penix going to be healthy and ready to go?
It's a good question. I would draft someone.
So
I would draft someone.
Max texting into the text line quite often.
Ooh.
I'm going to ask you again. Nate Shieldhouse or Mike McDaniel as your offense coordinator?
Give me Mike McDaniel.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because what the Chiefs... It's a complicated question. Nate Shieldhouse and Mike McDaniel both stylistically are going to bring a lot of the same things. So it's not an offensive question of, this guy, Mike McDaniel's called plays, and he's been really good at it. I don't know if he'll get that authority here, but he's done that, and that is important. That is extremely important. He's run a team, and he's run an offense successfully. Can't run a team successfully, but he's run a whole offense successfully. And, I'd like that here.
This says, from Adam Schefter, Miami's decision to move on from Mike McDaniel is the first of what should be several major moves this offseason. The Dolphins already have Tua guaranteed $54 million in 2026. On March 15th, $3 million of his 27 salary becomes guaranteed. Cutting him outright would result in a $99 million dead money cap. Earlier this week, Tagovailoa said it would be dope to get a fresh start.
He did say it would be dope, Let me ask you this, though. Back to who do we talk to yesterday? And they were talking about, it was Binkley talking about hiring a coordinator with the ability to be a head coach. Well, Mike McDaniel's already been a head coach, right?
Yep.
And maybe you want to bring it, or maybe Mike McDaniel wants to go. Maybe Kansas City doesn't work for Mike McDaniel. You know what I want to do? I want to go call plays.
Yeah.
I want to have control of the offense.
And that's probably what will happen.
And that's why I think we think it's a good job to be the Chiefs offensive coordinator. How many people that are offensive coordinators think it's a good job to be the offensive coordinator here in Kansas City? Because you don't have the ability to really do anything, right? It's Andy's offense. He's calling the plays. You're a guy like Mike McDaniel. Why would you want to come here and not have the ability to do what you've been doing? There is ego in this business, and guys went from being a head coach. Okay, I have to go be a coordinator, but I'm going to call the plays. I'm not going to sit on the sidelines. And so I just feel like the Chiefs are probably going to have a harder time than most people think of hiring the offensive coordinator that everybody wants, because the offensive coordinator coming here knows they don't have the autonomy to do what they want. They're basically a conduit of Andy Reid running his system.
100%. That's been one of my biggest qualms with this whole hiring process. They're not going to get someone like Mike McDaniel's guys, but that's why Nate Shieldhouse seems appealing to me, because he hasn't had that opportunity. Pass game coordinator to offensive coordinator. The devil's advocate, though, Bob, for the Mike McDaniels is the Chiefs have never had this big of problems to fix.
Good point.
And he could come in and be that problem fixer.
Has Andy Reid ever had this big a problem to fix?
Not on the same team. Problems?
Kansas City had major problems.
He was
when
coming
came
into
in
it.
yeah.
Huge.
But they also had a good roster. You know, they were basically void of the quarterback. They got the quarterback. They got an adult. They had 6 Pro Bowl players when Andy Reid took over here. You know, now Pro Bowl back then was a little bit different than it is right now, and they went from 2-14 to 11-5. I mean that was and. You know, they signed a couple of guys on, Labor Day weekend or whatever it was and did their thing. But Andy Reid flipped that script. That was having the adult in the room. And I look at Miami right now. They need an adult in the room. There's no question that they need an adult in the room. But I think another team would hire Mike McDaniel right away to allow him just to have control of the offense, like a defensive-minded head coach. Like maybe he'd be a good fit in Pittsburgh.
Ooh. That'd be great in Pittsburgh.
I mean,
that's exactly what they need.
Pittsburgh, because I think Arthur Smith is interviewing for jobs. He's kind of a. There's
interviewing
nothing
for head coaching jobs.
Yeah, Tennessee's interviewing him.
Oh,
yeah.
He's got to shave. He's got to get rid of that '80s porn stash before I take him serious.
Like I think Mike McDaniel would be a great fit in a place like Pittsburgh, where Tomlin's just going to worry about being the head coach. Go worry about the offense.
I love that.
I think that his way of offense with like an Xavier Worthy and Patrick Mahomes could be fun.
It'd be really cool.
Now, obviously, you're going to have other position coaches coming in, as obviously we know Connor Embree's out, and you have a receiver coach vacancy. Why not, replant the garden if you're Andy Reid? Why not take, he's always known to give players second chances.
Mm-hmm.
Why not give coaches second chances? And like a guy like Mike McDaniel come in and be like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? You're my offensive coordinator. Here's how we do things here. I like your brain. Because if there's one thing that we talked about earlier in the week, Patrick Mahomes is a nerd. Mike McDaniel is a nerd. Andy Reid is a nerd. But they're all football nerds. And they all can click together if they all can just have the time together. And I think that would work. I think you go to the poll question from yesterday where we had, do you want Cliff Kingsbury to be the next offense coordinator? It was like 68% yes. I think if you do that poll question tomorrow and said Cliff Kingsbury or Mike McDaniel, Cliff Kingsbury would be left in the dust.
I think so too. Yeah,
Like the dust.
Yeah.
It would be a full flip.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury again got yes votes yesterday because people knew his name. People know Mike McDaniel's name more than they know Cliff Kingsbury's name. But he's also been a head coach, and there's something to be said for guys that have had that job that know what it takes.
And maybe getting knocked down a peg for Mike McDaniel. Went to the playoffs his first 2 seasons, then ended up finishing with a 35-33 record in Miami, missing obviously the last 2 years. Gets away from the Tua situation, gets away from Tyreek Hill situations, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm not out of it yet. I'm not the general manager, but I'm still like the assistant manager at the restaurant. I can still have some, say, and there's going to be times where it's going to be my decisions in this sort of, situation. I'm all for it because, look, now you have, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vacancies. I still think there's a possibility there are 2 more. A quarter of the NFL's rosters are coachless as of right now.
That's insane. Yeah, it really is. I mean, like that's a big number. But you see about 7 coaches fired every single year in this league. I think that's the average number.
Because we talk about, when we talk about expansion in the NFL, are there enough quarterbacks for all the teams? And we say, well, no, because look at 4 or 5 of the teams are putting these guys out. Are there 7 good head coaches?
That's a great point.
To put in these 7 vacancies?
That's a great point.
Because we ask, is it the quarterback play? Is it the coaching play? Is it the development play? 7 openings. And we've spent 48 hours talking about 3 head coaches. And there's still now 4 vacancies. And if there are going to be 2 more, that's going to be 9 vacancies at head coach in the NFL. That's if that happens with Tomlin, which I think it could if they get blown out at home against Houston. I think if the Bills don't make the AFC Championship game, I think McDermott is gone. And then it's like, okay, how many of these guys that get fired are immediately going to get a job again? We know Harbaugh is, right? We know he's going to get a head coaching job. That's a fact. I believe Stefanski's going to. So you can take those 7.
Stefanski can write his own ticket, I think, right now. Him and Harbaugh basically could pick their jobs.
Stefanski will be the head coach of the Raiders.
Oh, no. I think Stefanski will probably end up in Cleveland. No, I can't. I was going to say, he was the number 1 choice for the Giants up until, Harbaugh got fired yesterday. They were all in on Stefanski. Stefanski may go to Miami now.
Arizona kind of makes sense, too, for Stefanski. Yeah, I don't know. I could see him not getting a job, though, too. I think there's going to be a lot of new names. I would ask over under 1.5 college coaches.
Way under. The college,
Really?
yeah, absolutely. Okay. When was the last time a college coach got hired in the NFL?
Harbaugh.
Yeah. Before that, Pete Carroll.
Yeah. No, it doesn't happen all the time.
No,
but
it doesn't happen at all. Usually they fail miserably. Ask Nick
How many
Saban.
rumblings have we heard? Dan Lanning, Marcus Freeman. We hear it all the time now.
And they
these
all
guys.
say no now. The college
have.
coaches have gotten smarter. They've realized, hey, man, I'm good in college. Doesn't mean I'm going to be good in the NFL. Ask Nick Saban.
The money's better.
Ask Urban Meyer. The money may be better in college, unless you're Andy Reid or, Bill Belichick at the time. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the money's better. You're going to do more coaching in the NFL. You really are.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an X's and O's dork and just want to coach, the NFL is for you. Because in
Yes.
college, you're a fundraiser. You're an ass kisser.
Be very interesting because I like that Mac put that in the end of our rundown today. The football frenzy has begun.
Oh, the off-season, guys. This one in particular.
Is this
gonna
the
be-
first night of the semifinals in college football? Hang on.
I know that I'm hard.
Damn feet up and make me a sandwich.
Matt Rule from the 816. Him getting another chance. That'd be interesting.
I mean, we talked about what guys you want to see get a second chance.
Yeah.
Kegs, eggs, and football.
You know, guy I should have brought up in that segment, Brian Flores. And that's a name that will
Yeah.
be hired, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's the Raider coach.
Raider or Ravens?
Raider.
Be a good hire.
Hey, thanks to Nate Taylor. Thanks to Matt Cottrell and Chris as well for coming in studio. Thanks to you guys. Drive safe out there in these wet, sloppy conditions. But don't forget, go do something nice for somebody you never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay safe, stay kind, stay groovy. Coming up next, Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2. And we'll talk to you tomorrow on a Friday. See ya.